Hello, I'm Jocelyn. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today's video is my April bullet journal plan with me. I think I can say with full certainty that this is my favorite monthly setup and theme I've done in my 3 years of bullet journaling. I went with an Earth Day theme because the holiday is on April 22nd, and I haven't really seen many bullet journal or planner setups based on this topic, so I decided to give it a shot and see what I could do with it. What you are seeing now is my intro spread for the month. On the left side, I drew the earth using some Tombow dual tip pens, and all of the supplies that I use will be listed down in the description box as always. Under that drawing, I wrote a quote from Nelson Mandela that says, "It is in your hands to create a better world for all who live in it." I feel that this quote perfectly matches up with this theme because the earth is basically dying, and it's our responsibility to preserve it for the generations to come. And then on the right side of the page, I wrote April in this font that makes it kind of look like a vine. And other than that, I just added in some little plant doodles around the earth just to kind of, fulfill the theme of Earth Day. Next up is my monthly calendar. This 2-page spread is focused on the sea. You'll see throughout the video that each spread has a different topic subject based around earth preservation. So for this specific page, I chose the sea because of all the problems related with it. From pollution in the waters to global warming causing the coral to turn white, there are problems that need to be helped so that we don't ruin this beautiful world that we live in, and I think it's really important to bring awareness to it. So I adorned the bottom page with a little drawing of a turtle and of a whale. And I know the slogan has become like a bit of a meme, but saving the turtles is still really important because the actions that we take to protect the turtles, like not using plastic straws and things like that, they not only help preserve turtles but also other organisms. So it's still very important. And then at the top, I wrote April in a way that makes the letters look like different types of coral. I thought it looked really kind of cute. Coral reefs around the world are dying due to coral mining, pollution, overfishing, and a bunch of more reasons. And I think it's really important that we bring awareness to these issues because sea life is being ruined and destroyed at an alarming rate. Not only are the corals suffering, but also all of the animals and organisms that call the coral reefs home. I also added in the trackers that I keep for my YouTube and Instagram followers. I try not to pay too much attention to the numbers and stuff, but I do like to keep up with it just for over time to see if I am growing and if I am reaching a large crowd of people or not. And then lastly on this page at the bottom, I wrote keep the sea plastic free. Human pollution is a true problem to the oceans and other water features because organisms are being suffocated by plastic bags and cans and all of the other trash that we just dump into the water and think that it's not going to impact anything. It does. It impacts all of the other animals that call the earth home, and we need to be crucial and we need to pay attention to the fact that our actions affect more than just human life on Earth. This next page is my habit tracker setup. So I drew 6 little calendar boxes to fill in the habits that I keep up with throughout the month. For me, I keep track of whether I read every day, I read the Bible, if I've journaled, which is basically whether I filled out my mood tracker and my sentence a day page, if I drew, played Animal Crossing because that is the most relaxing game ever, and if I did yoga or any other type of form of exercise on that particular day. And then at the bottom, I made my 4 boxes where I'd like to take note of the books that I read that month, the albums that I listened to, and then the movies and TV shows that I watched. To adorn the rest of the page, I drew the recycling symbol in the top right corner, and then I wrote reduce, reuse, recycle in that middle section in between my calendar boxes and then my 4 sections. And then at the bottom, I just added some little plant doodles just to, fill up the rest of this page and continue on with the whole theme of Earth Day and plant life, animal life, and all of that. For my A Sentence a Day page, I numbered down 1 through 30 for all of the days through the month of April. And then at the top, I drew a tote bag that says say no to plastic. And then on the bottom, I decorated with 2 green footprints that represent like your carbon footprint. And I wrote the words go green in green. And I also added a few more plant doodles. It's really important to do what you can to help out, regardless of how small you think the action may be, because the smallest actions can have the biggest impacts over time. And so doing your part, whether, recycling and bringing reusable bags to grocery stores, using glass containers instead of plastic, little things really do make a big difference. Now we have my mood tracker. I think this is my favorite page throughout this entire monthly setup because even though it's kind of boring right now, when it's filled in by the end of April, it will look so cool, and I'm really excited to fill it in every day and just see the design come to life. So I went with a bee theme for this page. So I drew 2 little bees buzzing around and little lines to show their flight patterns. And then I made 30 hexagons to make the page look like a beehive. And even though it took forever, I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I'm sure that most of you are well aware about the crisis with the bees and how the bee population is declining at a very, very alarming rate. And we need to do everything that we can to protect the bee population because they provide us, for one, honey, which I love. I love honey, but also, it's another species that's dying off, and they also pollinate the flowers and all the plants that we have. And so bees are very important, and it's really important that we do not overlook their impact on Earth. Then I made my April playlist. This is a very, very simple page where I just made 10 rectangles, and then throughout the month I typically fill them in with my favorite songs for that month, but I haven't decided if I want to do that this month. I'm thinking that since this is a theme where there are songs related to this topic about, making the world a better place, songs like Michael Jackson's Heal the World, that's the first one that comes to mind. I think I might want to fill the spread out with songs like those instead of just whatever songs I like throughout the month, and maybe I'll just put those songs in my other song category. And then finally, we have made it to the last spread, and this is my weekly spread. So I started out with just writing April in that same vine-like font from the first page, and then I did change up my weekly setup this go round because I wasn't getting as much use out of my sleep and water tracker as I thought that I was going to, and so I didn't see the need to keep making it and cutting out the amount of space that I had for each individual day when I could just use a different setup and see how it goes, and hopefully this one will work better for me. It's very minimalistic, very simple. I just added a few plant doodles, filled in my little monthly calendar that I put on almost every page, and then it was done. And that concludes my April bullet journal plan with me video. If you enjoyed watching me put it together, please give this video a like, and if you want to see more from me in the future, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I upload. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!